Alright, now I'm on the back, which is a little different. I don't know, that might be stuck on there. They've been on for, I think, since 2018. Rust on this car. That's what happens when you live next to a river. Clean up some of it. Now, caliper. Can't use that other tool to push it in. I have to go get my other tool. I'll be right back. Now this is the specialty tool to wind this caliper in. You need this and this. It goes like that, and then you go through and choose which one will line up. Let's see. There's two grooves right there. I think it's this one. Yep, number 7. And you just tighten it up. There's why the parking brake don't work. Cable's broke. And you just turn the caliper in, which sometimes it's difficult. It's a little easier if you pop the reservoir lid to let the air out, the pressure, which I didn't do. Just twist it in. Until it stops. I think it's in far enough. Yeah. Just loosen that, and that's it. This is all it looks like. It's just for different vehicles, there's different sizes of these plates. And it's magnetized. And with these back brakes, they're not individual clips, they're one solid piece. This don't seem to fit. Alright, let's see what's going on. Must be two different sizes in here. These don't fit. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you just gotta put it on the right way. It goes like that. So let's do this side together. So this just goes like that. And it's on. Alright, so that's that. Those are for the other side. And you get your grease. And it says to grease the slides that the pads slide on. This is the first time I've never done this, and I've never had a problem, but it may help keeping everything from seizing up since I live next to a river and it's damp all the time. And that's that. And you get your new shoes, which, if I remember correctly, the last ones were marked for left and right, but these don't look like they're marked. Just like that. I think that's how that goes. I think those shoes are backwards. Yeah, those shoes are backwards. Fingers. So the shoes go like this. The springy thing goes up like this. And what holds them in place is the caliper. So I'll set them down and leave one on. Tighten that up, and then put the pad in. Alright. And I get, where's the new pad? And the new pad. Simple as that. Make sure they're springy, but they're not. There's no spring in them. And then you put the bolts on. I'll show you the tearing apart of the other one. I already got the caliper off. It's just 2 bolts that hold here on the top of the caliper and the bottom. Now I'm working at removing the pad holder. This holds the pad on. And then you take these metal clips off, and these get thrown away because you get new ones. I'll probably take the rubber boots off and grease those. Now to get this rotor off. And that's that. Yeah, this rotor's bad. So is the other one. And a little bit of the rust. I gotta go get the green. Alright. And then I just popped that off. See how dry that is? It's rusting. Just put a little bit of grease. Don't put too much because you still need it for them plates. Just smear it around a little bit. And just push it back on. Do the same with the other one. Without ripping the boot. Add a little bit extra to this one since this one's a little worse. And just slide it back in the hole and push it. Work it a little bit so it moves freely. Wipe your fingers off of the grease so that you don't get them on the rotors or the pad. There's the new rotor. And then you get the plates. You just snap them on. like that. And then you put grease where the pad will set. I'll show you what that looks like when I get the greased up. Alrighty. And then you put gloves there, and I just smear it around. Both sides, both. Wipe your finger off before you go touching the brand new pads, which I will bolt this up and then put the pads in, which is easier to do. That one, the top one. Alright, once you got this bolted in, you get your brand new pads, and make sure these go on the outside. You just push them in like that. Like that. And then you take your tool to wind the caliper in, which I should have already done, but I didn't. Alright, I got it wound in, and you just slide it on. Make sure those are pushed in and turned to the flat side towards the caliper. And you make sure the springs are on the inside of the caliper. Like that. And you just tighten it up. And you make sure it's tight so don't loosen up while you're driving down the road. That's it. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks. Bye.